Of all the big names you could have called out, you picked this one. Why this one?
Because I think it's to respect the Tank. I think that he's one of the best fighters in the world.
Ryan approached me, and he came up to me and he said, look, he said, I want to F your boy up. You recall that conversation? He said that that's the fight that he really, really wanted. That's the only fight that he wanted. And this was a few years ago. And throughout everything, I believed him.
Ron, for years, I sit back, I don't watch the fights. I sit back and watch all the interviews that you did with Tank. You kept talking, but you understood that you had to do what you had to do to become the man that you are today. Look at this.
Yeah, that press conference. You know, real quick, somebody asked me why I light up the Infinity Gauntlet before I start every one of these videos. And that's because it's a message that we're sending, okay? We control the snap, all right? We change the game. And that's what this fight is. This fight is a game changer. And before I give so much credit to what Ryan Garcia did in making this fight happen, I'm putting the number one credit for Ryan Garcia. Number two credit for the PB3. Ryan Garcia, he forced the fight. He made the fight happen. And everybody credited him for making the fight happen. And then I'm going to credit the PBC for accommodating those needs. But there were a few things I didn't know about, the rehydration clause and stuff like that. And before I talk about all those things that was revealed in the press conference, a lot of things were revealed in the press conference other than that, you know, Monster Inc. inside of a pimp's Cadillac jacket that Gervonta Tate Davis had on, which was swaggy, by the way. Before we get into all that, I want to say this. We cannot, as boxing fans, want the best fights to happen. And when they happen, when we have it now, we complain about it. No complaining in the comments. There's nothing to be negative about. I know we're used to crying, bitching, and complaining, but you can't lose so much that you don't know when you're winning. Boxing fans, we're winning right now. This is a game changer. And we have to feed this game changer. They're giving us Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tate Davis, the biggest fight in the world. We have to feed it, because if this fails, then everybody else that's watching, looking over the hill, the Errol the True Spencers of the world, the Alexander Usyks of the world, the Tyson Furies and Terrence Bud Crawfords of the world, all those boys, when they look over their hill and see what happens and say, okay, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tate Davis, they risked their necks. And what happened? The loser was trolled on Twitter. People stole the fights. That would be on us not giving back. We have an opportunity to put this in our own hands to build the sport of boxing. If we go still in the fight and go trolling the loser and all those things, it's going to have that negative effect, because they're on the big stage and everybody wants to see what we're going to do. Does boxing fans deserve it? And all the promoters were saying, no, we don't deserve it. Let's give them shitty fights because they don't show love. And if they go ahead and make this fight and we don't show love and we don't make this a big time, all time mega fight with the numbers, and we don't show support and say thank you, they're going to be like, yeah, F off. Let's keep giving them shit and keep hiking up the pay-per-view prices. That's what's going to happen. We have an opportunity. Everybody wanted to take the negative effect to change the game. Like, let's boycott fights. Okay, when we get a fight, let's do the opposite. Let's break records. If we give love to them for even just fighting each other, risking their necks out there, then more fighters are going to do the same. More promoters are going to want the fights to happen. This fight with Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tate Davis, if we support it enough, it can cause Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to happen. It can cause Usyk and Tyson Fury to get out of their silk pajamas and make the fight happen. It can cause all these fighters that we got Devin the Dream Haney versus Lomachenko. Let's uplift that too. Because whoever wins can mess around and win fight the winner between Lomachenko and Devin the Dream Haney. They've done their part. For once, we have the modern day Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hearns. Now we got to do ours. What are you going to do? Now let's talk about Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tate Davis. I have to credit, everybody credited Ryan Garcia. Tank did, Leonard Ellaby, everybody did. Ryan Garcia deserves the number one credit for making this fight happen. They let us know. So let's give that man his credit, all right? Second goes to the PBC. The PBC accommodated it. When Golden Boy and when De La Hoya said, no, we have our adjustments, the PBC did it right away. When they said we need the contract right now, the PBC did it, okay? give Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, some love, that they didn't push the envelope too much. Because what did we find out? Rehydration clauses and stuff like that. There's things in there that, Ryan Garcia got a really strong, he said, I'm hungry and thirsty right now. So there were things in there, okay? But it's because Tank Davis is the A side, and that's what you do. How many times have you seen Sugar Ray Leonard be in charge of the ring size and the glove size? And that's the A side. And I'm talking about back with Sugar Ray Leonard, let alone Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that. But that's what the A side controls, all right? So let's give Ryan Garcia his love for wanting to fight. Let's give PBC their love for accommodating. Let's give Golden Boy their love, everybody their love, especially the fighters. Now let's talk about this stare down. You guys see that stare down? That stare down was lit. Ryan Garcia cocking that hand back. Gervonta Tank Davis all up in his face. And he was sending a few messages in that press conference. He was sending messages saying, hey, look, whoever wins, you got to be built like that to win. You got to be a dog to win. Remember that?
It's just who won them more. Who built like that, that's who going to win.
Like I said, I think this fight is going to go that way. They're going to start off respecting each other. And then Tank Davis, when he sees that Ryan Garcia is respecting him too much, he's going to be disrespectful first. And then once he's disrespectful, Ryan Garcia isn't going to back down. That is how the fight's going to go, because we just saw a preview of that in a press conference. I want to say this too before I end this. This post-reaction. Gervonta Tank Davis gets credit for making this fight. Because Gervonta Tank Davis seems to be a guy to me that'll fight anybody. He'll fight anybody, at least before the fight. I'm not sure if he'll fight anybody after the fight. Remember what he said to Eastside Cruz? Hell no.
Does this deserve a rematch?
Hell no. Showbiz, don't. I'm out.